lead. Mikal Bridges, did y'all see him? He led Phoenix with a 31-point performance and amazing defense. Suns now 1 win away from advancing despite playing without Devin Booker. Shannon, you had New Orleans winning this series yesterday, and I appreciate it. My peeps at home appreciate it. The big question now, are you sticking with that?
Yeah, I'm going to ride with them because I believe they go back and they win Game 6. Now, the question is, I saw Brandon Ingram grab his elbow, grab his shoulder or something, Skip.
He said he was okay, but whatever. He did.
Normal people that's walking down the street and everything's fine, they don't like, ooh. What's wrong? No, I'm fine.
I couldn't see where it happened.
I don't either. I know he took a hard fall, but he grabbed like his tail, like his back, his tail area. But then he got stripped of the ball and he like bent and winced in pain. So if I'm assuming everything's going to be okay. I'm going to take him at his word. He said everything is fine. Everything's fine. I believe they come back to Phoenix for Game 7. Now, are you telling me, Skip, that CJ's going to just have to knock down some of these wide open looks that he's getting? He struggled last night, Skip. He was 2 of 12 in the second half. And Mikal Bridges, and this is what we talked about. This is why I thought they were going to struggle, because Mikal Bridges had really not shown me a whole lot through the first 3 games, and now, first 4 games, and now he comes up and gives you a playoff career high, 12 of 17, 4 of 4 from 3, 3 of 3 from the 3-point line, 31 points with a steal. So that's what they needed.
Yep.
If B.I. is fine, I don't believe Mikal Bridges can have another game like that while CJ struggles like he struggled over the last 2 games. Now, we saw Chris Paul. He played exceptionally well last night, gave you 22 and 11. Now, it's been normally great game, not great game, great game, not great game, great game. Are we seeing a recurring theme? Game 6, not so great. I believe the Pelicans come back to Phoenix for Game 7. All the pressure will be on the Suns to win that Game 7. And I believe the Pels will get it done. Now, they're going to have to do a better job. Phoenix got a little closer to them in the rebounding battle. They would normally out-rebound them by 12. This time, they only got them by 7.
Yep.
I'm going to say the Pels win Game 6, take it back for Game 7, make it a coin flip. I'll take the Pels in a close one.
Okay. I told you yesterday, I am not going to bet against Chris Paul III in a home must-win game at this stage of the season, because I believe that he believes this is his greatest chance to go win his first ring.
Yeah.
He does not have Devin Booker, but I think he will have him at some point sooner than later.
Hopefully they can advance and get him in the, maybe get him for those playoffs.
I'm going to agree with you. I do not think the Suns can go back to New Orleans and win a game. I just think it's too crazy there. And New Orleans will play with enough confidence there, saying, we'll just make our shots, because this game was just about missing shots, because they were 5 of 25 from the 3-point line. Well, you're going to lose if you're 5 of 25. And if your best 3-point shooter goes 1 of 8 and CJ, and Brandon wasn't great at 1 of 5.
Right.
Well, now you're in trouble. Now you're going to lose. And I think some of those shots will fall back home, and Suns will fall and then come back for a Game 7. Well, I'm going to dig back in. I'm not going to bet against Chris Paul in a Game 7 at all.
You ride with CP3 in a Game 7?
I can't against a team that is still young. I know it's got old, young. It's got a nice mix, and it's got the next superstar coach in this league. But in the end, it's Chris Paul. And he showed me something against the Clippers last year in that closeout Game 6 that I just never seen from him. He was just like out of his mind, sensational. And by the way, the turning point in this series was Game 3 in New Orleans, because there's no Devin Booker for the first time.
They stole that one.
You just have to win that game. And remember what Chris Paul does? He goes for 19 points in the fourth quarter. Well, that's insanely great from him. He's 6 feet tall. And he's stoutly built, so it's not like he can really elevate. He has to do it by bumping you off and creating some space with a little bit of quickness. Like he goes sideways. He doesn't go up. He goes sideways. And then he's got that lethal little sort of 14-foot jump shot, and he makes them. And he made a couple in the fourth quarter last night that were key, that kept the lead at double digits. Then he made 2 late free throws to keep it at double digits. Well, he was just saying no, no, no. But finally, somebody went along for the ride. And did he ever go along for the ride? Because he's capable. We've seen these bursts from him before.
He had 27 last year against the Bucks in a playoff game.
He sure did. But he gets 31. I love this stat because it's some big names. that now there have been 7 players in NBA history who have a 30-point game with 4 3-pointers and 4 blocks. And that list includes LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and Dirk Nowitzki and Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard and Mikal Bridges. Are you believing that? So that's some elite company, I would say, for what he did last night. And he plays both ways.
Yes.
He defends at a high level, and when he had Brandon Ingram, he held him to 1 of 4 from the field.
Skip, the man played 47 minutes last night.
Okay.
There's only 48 minutes in a ball game.
All right, I got it. But listen, don't be surprised if Devin Booker walks back through that door for Game 7 back home. I just wouldn't be surprised.
And I said that. I didn't think he would come back before that. But Skip, I just believe. Look, the Pels can get this back to get it back to Phoenix for Game 7. CJ is not as bad as what he's played over the last 2 games. He's not. He's better than this. And I don't believe he's going to go 1 for 8. And a lot of the looks are great looks. He loves those looks that he's getting. He's just not knocking that shot down. B.I. will be better. B.I. is going to be more aggressive. But Mikal Bridges, give him credit. They did a great job. He got Jay Crowder in foul trouble. He had a lot of guys in foul trouble last night. D.A. was big for him last night. Valanciunas got some rebounds, but he didn't have that 25, 26-point, 15, 16 rebound game, Skip.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
17 and 14.
But that's him. All they needed was CJ to come along. CJ's going to have to win one. CJ needs to have one of these games like a Mikal Bridges had it.
Yeah.
Like because we've seen B.I. get you 30 in 3 straight games. Okay, now, because we've seen CJ do this when he's playing alongside Dame.
Like go south. Is that what you mean? Yeah, like not show up.
I
agree.
But we've also seen him Skip go get you 35, 40.
He's capable, but he's had a lot of off games in playoff games.
Yes.
So you're asking a lot of him. There was a reason he was expendable, and he's helped them immensely.
Yes.
But his track record in the postseason isn't the greatest.
Right.
Okay, so now it comes down to how much can you control Chris Paul when it really matters? Well, I love what Willie Green has set up because he's got 2 kids hounding Chris Paul up and down the floor, full court. And listen, both of them are really gifted at defending, in Herb Jones, obviously, and then Jose Alvarado. They're all over Chris Paul to the point that when in dead ball timeouts, he just has to stop with his hands on his knees because he is gassed, and he looked gassed going into the 4th quarter last night.
Well, maybe, Skip, let Jay Crowder, let Bridges, let somebody else bring the ball up the court so you're not having to, because Alvarado is picking you up 95 feet.
Just hounding
I mean, he's standing out, and as soon as they hand you the ball, he's got you.
Just annoying the hell out of him.
Got another violation against him last night.
He did. He got an 8-second, and he's gotten two of them. And he's gotten technical fouls from Chris because it sets him off.
And he stole the ball from, lagging in the corner. Chris Paul, like, you're not going to get me. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get you. And he ended up getting him.
Yeah, and Herb Jones is so long and so savvy and skilled on defense. It's hard on Chris, and it's taken a lot out of him. And to your point, I don't know if Chris can bounce back fast enough to have a big game because that's tomorrow night in New Orleans.
Right.
I don't know if he'll be great in that game. I just know whatever he's got left, he's going to give you in a Game 7 at home.
And he had played 39 minutes. So you're asking an awful lot of guy, 37 years of age.
He's
almost 37.
Almost 37, yeah.
To play those kind of minutes and flip it right back around. Skip, but you mentioned Herb Jones. He's going to have to give you more than 4 points.
Yep.
He got to do more. I understand that you got, big responsibility. You're going to have to give him more than 4 points.
Okay, I'll buy that. But in the end, I still believe that Phoenix has like this reservoir of playoff toughness that's hard to overcome. And by the way, this team, I know it had Devin Booker for the most part, but it was like far and away the best team in basketball, right?
Yeah.
And I think on any given night like last night, they'll just flex and show you we're this good.
Right. It's Skip. They got great production. Landry Shamet came up and hit some big shots for him. Cam Payne played well for him. Jay Crowder, he still struggled a little bit from the 3, but he made some big buckets. I think his thing out of him because he's got to guard B.I. or he has to guard CJ.
Yep.
So his offense is going to suffer somewhat because you got to keep these guys under control because both of these guys can go for 30 in a ball game. So his offense is going to struggle a little bit. But as long as you're going to get production from Shamet, you can get some from Cam Payne, Cam Johnson. He's struggling a little bit from the three, but giving you a little toughness.
Yeah.
But Chris Paul last night and Mikal Bridges. DA's been, I think DA is playing as well as he can possibly play, dealing with Valanciunas. Valanciunas is a load.
Is he?
He a grown man because he's hitting him on the post. He's hitting DA, and DA's like, ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. Man, but I'm gonna say they're gonna get this game. They're coming back to Phoenix for Game 7, Skip.
You realize the Suns never trailed last night. They jumped right on them and just kept them at bay the whole night.
They got it to 6, Skip, but once they got it to 6, I'm like, okay, here come the Pels.
So I loved what Willie Green said after the game. He said, I thought they did a good job of coming out and playing desperate. Well, they did. And you knew, you should know what you're going to get from them. He says of the Suns, they played hard. They competed to start the game. It was physical, and they kind of knocked us on our heels early. Did they ever? We did a better job the rest of the game, but we have to start better. Well, if they're going to avoid closeout, they're going to have to turn the tables and jump on them early in New Orleans.
Because, Skip, look at it getting to the foul line 35 times. Remember, he was complaining they got 45 the night before, and it was 45 to 15, something like that?
Yep.
This was more in line. Phoenix got to the line 20 times, while the Pels got 35 times. I just believe C.J. McCollum is not going to play 3 straight games like he played.